It's coming close to the end of 2024, and there's a lot of things to be somewhat thankful for in the way that MCOC has added to the game and events that we've had, but also there's a lot of stuff that we've ended 2024 on, and we're going into 2025 going, is it actually going to be dealt with? And we have a lot of hopes, I think, as a community as to things we want to see improve with the game. And in this video, we're going to look at things that I personally feel need to be improved, things that have been good this year, but also take into consideration what you're saying in a special community tab post that you all came out to get involved with, which was great. Good things have been the Super Daily event, that has been amazing. Easy ways to access things like revives, health potions, and as well units, which is a big thing that players are able to get a lot more of frequently and in better quantity. The annual gift, which if you were Valiant got you a rank 3 7-star champion. Of course, less down a pecking order of progressions, you're not really getting something super spicy, but still it's good enough. We're talking about Thronebreaker players getting a slight chance of getting a 7-star, but mainly if you're Paragon and Valiant, you got the better things. One of the best pieces of content Kabam have put out in recent years, the Crucible, a fair yet fun piece of content which I want to see more of. Mega Days, a fun crystal opening based event similar to the banquet event but slightly different, that incorporated giving out free 7-stars, something that started a wave of Kabam giving out, like giving out Chilf in another type of event. Realm events are kind of mid, they can be good, there have been some really decent ones, but also they've been some really iffy ones. Some really good ones being Battlegrounds Realm event, that was great. The Crystal one was a bit, the Banquet one at the moment is a bit, well actually good, but obviously good if you extensively spend your units or money into the game in order to go further up the pecking order. The Deathless Champions added an extra kind of stretch goal to reach as an extra type of champion acquisition for those who are proactive to get them, so I guess they've served their purpose this year of being a fun little element. Summoner's Choice rework, as well as those big batch of champion reworks in one sitting, that's been a cool little addition. A better way for people to progress up when it comes to the alternate progression paths. And finally, the 10 free champions at 7-star, of course lesser, but it was great that Kabam gave out that. However, there's still an endless amount of bugs and issues which still arise from the game, which you could largely say that's with a large plethora of games. The Banquet event 2024 did not go to plan the way I think even Kabam wanted to, but I'd say that it's going to be very good for them financially. It's just going to be the extent of, well, the crystal side of things and some other stuff as well. We're still yet to find out the full ins and outs and feedback from Kabam on this particular event, so you've got to hope for 2025 for them. And one of the biggest issues that I have with the game, and many people have as well, is the quality of AI. With no lack of information for what seems to be months now, it's something that of course is going into next year to be given an idea of what's going to happen with it. From Kabam's perspective, I think they've got to fully rebuild something from the ground upwards, which of course increases dev time in order to create something that is fair and not ridiculous. But it's definitely the recovery time with the enemy AI, the defender, the way it's able to recover quicker than, well, I've never seen it in just compared with other fighting games as quickly as it is. And that's an issue, isn't it? So with that being said, there's a few other things as well. I've put in the description information. I did forget to mention 60 frames per second. I do think that's really good. And also the annual gift, that was another great thing. But the game still has elements of being very grindy. As somebody that had last year, or this year, 2024, ran worked two jobs, I was unable to do a lot of stuff in MCOC. This year, going to 2025, I'm going to start with just kind of lowering down how much work that I'm doing because it is burning me out. And I need to keep that in check. In which time is going to increase my gameplay. I need to increase the volume of gameplay I have in order to do a lot more in game and contribute more, whether it's being understanding and improving the way I'm grinding stuff to then give feedback to either Kabam, but also opportunities for the community to make advancements, whether that's going and fighting in something like Battlegrounds, whether or not that's fighting in stuff like Incursions, a game mode I like but not a lot of people like. And also I like Arena, not a lot of people like Arena. Why? I'm a non-spending player, I need units, it's a grindy element to the game, and unfortunately I have to do it. Is what it is. and I will be focusing on the Cyber Weekend versus the Banquet event unless Kabam give us some assurances in 2025 for this event not totally sucking, which, let's face it, is the second year that this event has kind of sucked for players. Not everybody. Some people have got some good stuff from it. I have got some good stuff, but in a general sense, people have. I definitely would like to see better side quests, things that are very much like Omega Days, things that are very much like something new and exciting, maybe even something that incorporates a Crucible type of monthly event that Kabam could roll out that's similar to it, that you go to one point, you get a certain champion to use, you then use it against said champion, you get revives on the path. It is a fun type of event. I'd love to see more of that rather than this mysterium type thing, because it is getting a little bit repetitive on a monthly basis. I know December and November is different because Kabam have to put stuff in place so that you can take a break. Breaks are important, very important, but the type of event, the Traders Outpost not being kind of like buffed up sooner is an issue in that it's not exciting, and people want excitement from when they come into game on a monthly basis, because a lot more people do the side quest monthly stuff because they want to enjoy it. We can't have things like my favourite, Cosmic Horror from 2021, I get that, but I'd like to have something that's similar to Crucible, but maybe have a different flavour to it. I'm personally getting bored of things like the Autumn of Agony and this type of rotation event. It's just a personal thing. I'm just a bit bored of it. I know people like this, but for me, I'm just getting a bit bored. And maybe it's even looking at some of the rewards budgets, which we'll talk about in a minute, and moving that to other types of events that people like. They like the Banquet event, but what about the prospect of going, okay, well, we'll take the reward budget from that particular event and bump it into something like the Banquet event? Maybe or maybe not. Now, I don't know if it's me, but I'm getting a little bit tired of the story mode, mainly as if 9.3, or is it 9.3 or 9.2? Is 9.2 is anything to go by, it is going to be much more grindier, or not grindier actually, more nodier, and I'm not a massive fan of that. I think that kind of takes away from what the story mode content is, and what, well, not was, but is kind of going into. So I'd like to see changes to that. I would like to see things like the Battlegrounds become less grindier as well, but again, that's a tall order because I think it's largely going to be the same, but I still find it very grindy, mainly from a point side of things, and I need to get so much extra time to find opportunity to play it, and it's largely difficult to go, do I have enough time for this because I've got to do so many other things, and other people are in the same type of situation as well. I definitely would like to see more champions built in unique and like different ways. Rain did a fantastic job with the build of Isophene. I think that the leader was done quite well from how the green door is situated. Silver Sable has potential. I want to see how her buff works out as to this new kind of like interactables on screen. I just think that's something that's cool. More outside the box thinking with champions. That could be great. Not copy paste abilities, which we've had a lot of over the last several years. So this is wishful thinking, and I know Kabam won't do this, but more interaction with the community with polling players and getting ideas as to how they feel about potential changes coming to the game. I definitely know they're not going to do it, right? And that main thing about rewards volume of things like the budget, because we hear about that a lot, is the reward budget is put in for this or for that. And look, I get how Kabam want to do stuff when it comes to the game. It's just that when things don't work when it comes to the Banquet event, you could have polled players, got an idea, and therefore gone, yes, by the end of the year, we have depreciation of these type of resources. Players are getting from crystals a high volume of lower items like tier 6 class catalyst volumes of 5,700 per increments of fragments, which is not aligning with what players want, what of course the developer wants to give us. And that is something to maybe go, if we polled this or kind of like chatted to our players, maybe we'll find out like what's going on. Do they like that? Do they like this? Is this going to be good? Rather than going, I think players are going to like it. I think that it's going to be less filler, but it's more filler and less killer, if you know what I mean. Shout out to those that know Sum 41 or Killer No Filler. I like that album. That was a fun album. I personally have a lot of high hopes for this game in 2025. MCOC PC version and that ability to open up the game, hopefully to people, to have a bit more I'm not saying it's credibility, because people will dispute that, because the game technically has credibility. It's just, it's very different when you explain to people, oh, Marvel Contest of Champions. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's a mobile game. Oh. Hey, Marvel Contest of Champions on PC. Oh, it's on PC. What's a PC game? Yeah, it's on PC and mobile. It's crossplay. Okay. Oh, cool. It's getting that. It was on Steam. I can download it off Steam. It's free. Okay, I'll check it out. Yes, okay, you can say, well, oh, is it pay to win and microtransactions, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. All that stuff, we all know. It's just, it creates an opportunity to expand the community. The way that, say, you know, Marvel Rivals was all about, it was going to be PC. Then it was like, it's going to be console. And now it's, you know, it's PC and console. It just adds an extra opportunity to get a new community, or extend the community, extend the running of it, but also get a different style of play. And the style of play is going to be so important, because actually, I recommend the PC version. You might think, that's a bit biased saying that. Look, the things, if you saw my video I did on it, the issues that I have mean that I don't have to get a new device, because I could play on PC, on this PC from 2018, and still be able to run the game better than on mobile. So that's something that says a lot about the quality of game. Also says a lot about Kabam, actually, as to going like, look, why can you get it right with that, but it's like, why can it be with that? So we'll really have to see how that impacts on things. But yeah, like, it is really well worth checking out whenever they decide to release it. And it's such a shame at times that they can't get it right when it comes to mobile. But there we go. Thanks to everybody that was present to do some comments for this particular community post. Look out in 2025. I'm going to do community posts that are going to be specific to the video we're going to be making. So thanks very much. And let's have a look at what you're saying, because it's important. That's what a community is about. What the players are saying. Either get rid of stupid relic requirement nodes or release more relics. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I do think that relics need to be looked into, whether we add more or less. What's happening with them? Don't know. The only thing I want as a free-to-play player is more ISO and gold. 5-star crystals were one of the best sources of ISO in the Battleground store, and they even took that out. Yeah, that's just, I know people were out for a way to try and find a better in to grab ISO. It's such a shame with it. Start whatever that star group. Fix gameplay, including making AI consistent. Either make the beta server open for everyone else to make an adjustment to practice mode, so everyone can practice higher HP and node. I'd love for the players to get this. People were talking about this having why is it always, you know, content creators get stuff. I'd love to see like a platform to play. That's maybe where the PC version will work, which is sad saying about that, but that's the thing, isn't it? You need to add in something that's a higher gigabit, so you could add in like more modes. Because what we're talking about is if you add more modes, you add more loading time, you add more like size. So we're taking something that's an 8 gigabyte base game, and it'll have to be like a 20 gigabyte to kind of like add in all these modes. We'll have to see. Do I have a unit deal twice a year? More deals, yeah, okay, better deals, yeah, absolutely. Paragon Gauntlet, I think, needs to change as well. And update the rewards for side quest and event quest. Yes, sorry, I should have mentioned that in some of my hopes. I say more relics, more opportunities to get relics and make relics usable in more places. Of course, there's a bit of a different, thing, but definitely having this kind of like create a 7 million health pool Captain America, yeah, having these opportunities for more kind of like platforms to test is going to be just an interesting concept. I think they should do it, but as I said, it's another mode, and I don't know if Kabam will be able to do it, or replace Realm, the Realm of Legends event, sack it off, do something new. Events like Banquet, we need to release info, especially about deals sales before launch. I do agree with that one. I very much do. I was so baffled by that when I did my video on the 20th when it launched. Events like the Deathless Champ acquisition and chase events like that, for me, it's been fun. Though tough too, but I have managed to last 6 months to do them. Fair play. Honestly, it's fair play with that. Increasing drop rates of units in arena crystals. I don't think Kabam would do it. I'd love that, but I don't think Kabam would do it personally. Honestly, there are multiple things that could be said. I might have a list for champions. Please make them very good, not totally broken like Enchantress or even Serpent, although he has multiple counters by now. It's true. Also, I'm going to be pinging around. I know there's a lot of... I'm trying to get as much feedback as possible in this without making the video too long. Please make the realm events attainable. Yes, there we go, by almost everyone. For shops, you guys have addressed that the further we go, the story progress, the more useless those 5-star shards of signatures example. Actually would love for... That's a big call for this, isn't there, so far with it? That's a shame. For AI, honestly, Battlegrounds is the worst AI. I really don't want to be dealing with it, and that's the problem, because it's a fundamental of this game. Lastly, quests. First and foremost, please add tier 6 ISO quest. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? In order to be able to level up champions. It costs much for the gold. More relic opportunities, because my cosmic class only got 3 relics. Oh, yeah. So annoying. Sorry, I am pinging around a little bit, and it's just making sure we get as many bits of coverage as possible. Next piece of the story content as well, that will come. I found out that just months ago the Crucible was not invented by Kabam, but another game a couple of years back. Well, I think we should just be happy that we're getting it, and Kabam actually put it in. That is a picture of the lump of coal M gave Rich for Christmas. She actually gave me a therapy robot cat because it just helps out with life. Actually, she did it as a joke present, but to be honest, we're finding that when it's been stressful, it's just been like, I'll incorporate into videos. I'll tell you what, like, give rank down tickets frequently, because when we get 7 stars, 6 stars of no use. Debatable. I'll give you a like, but that's debatable because of Ascension. That's meant to come in to balance that. It will be once we get 8 stars, and it will be when we get rank 5. Yeah, rank 4, rank 5, 7 stars. Then they become a little bit difficult to do. Looks like somebody's wrapped. Okay, people are funny, aren't they? Better arena rewards. Yeah, okay. Better Kabam support. True. 1,000 alliance points a day isn't cutting it anymore. They either need to increase the amount to get daily, decrease the time it takes to help other players request that Alliance Crystal. Yeah, definite quality of life improvements for sure. Not a damn thing. We keep telling them to fix the game, but it gets worse. Well, what can we say? Hopefully they listen. Valiant monthly event quest. Current one is a joke. Well, we got a Paragon Gauntlet, according to Kabam. Nothing. I'm dropping this vapid time waste. Well, I hope you come back. Come on. Buff the rewards for Valiant players. Stop adding nodes to things that they haven't been working correctly for years. I do agree with that one. There's a lot. There is a lot of stuff that needs to be dealt with. I'm sorry not everybody was featured. We try to incorporate as much dialogue from you, the lovely community, with your thoughts. And hopefully, Kabam sees stuff like this and goes, do you know what? That's good feedback, or we need to kind of align ourselves more with players. Polling people, getting ideas, making sure 2025 is better than 2024. There were good things about 2024, but the banquet event, the lack of AI dealing with, some other things as well that's just been there for like nagging for ages that I've talked about, you've talked about. I've just been like, what is going on? There's questions to be had about the quality of the game. I'm excited still for 2025. PC version, I think, is going to be helping out, but we'll have to see. What are your thoughts? If you didn't come out to the community tab, thoughts in the comments, like what would you improve about 2025? What things do you like about 2024? Give a bit of positive vibe as well. Thanks for watching. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you on the next one. Have a lovely day and goodbye.